He's been a developer, a marketer, a corporate executive, a performance coach, a speaker, and author. He's an actor. He's a musician. He's a professional athlete.
How's that grab you? What's my name? You're going to have an impact on at least one person within this room this week. I want to understand what makes people tick. It became my passion in life. I get a chance to work with the greatest athletes in this world.
So, are you ready to meet him? You're not ready. Are you ready to meet him? Mr. Dave Austin.
Whoa, we use everything here. But I'm saying, you know, I've spoken in India. I've spoken in London. But I'm speaking at Harvard. I mean, gosh, I can't tell you. Well, I will tell you exactly how I ended up speaking here. Because, you know, Dolly already told you, we don't get paid to come here. We come because, you know what? This is an honor. What this school represents and the people that have spoken here, ones that I've studied for years, Emerson and gosh, Napoleon Hill, all have spoken at Harvard. And so the opportunity to come and share the gifts that I've been able to learn is such an honor. And every speaker that you have here today, I'm sure you're going to express the same thing. You're in for an incredible day. You're in for an incredible day, but it's up to you what you take away. And not just, it's one thing to know something, but it's another to be it. And to be it, you have to, my intention, and we're going to talk about intentions, is for each one of you today to take away something that you're not just going to learn, that you're going to become, and bring it into your life. You heard on my introductory about winning habits. Do you know that your success and your failure is a direct relationship to your daily habits? So what I do is I just coach winning habits so that you can be more than you even can dream. Like being here at Harvard. This is an amazing starting point, not the end. You walk out of here with a degree in Harvard or MBA or a PhD from Harvard, you're just starting. You're starting. From there, you can just go anywhere if you so choose. For me, I've been a mental performance coach for 20 years, working with some of the best. I've gone with the U.S. Olympic team to the World Cup in Scotland. I've worked with the Los Angeles Dodgers. My own son's a professional quarterback, which you're going to get to see how he uses extreme focus, because we're going to teach that today. You know, I've got about 40 minutes with you today, and my intent is to really leave at least one thing that you write down and go, you know what, if I do that, my life will be different. So when I talk about Harvard is just your beginning, it's a great beginning, but for me, when I'm talking about 20 years of doing this, every single day is a new beginning. The day that I think I've learned it all, and I know it all, go ahead and bury me. Because the excitement of living is growing each and every day. Today, I'll be sitting here watching the other speakers. I absolutely know I will take away something that's going to impact my life. Absolutely know, because I've made a decision that's going to happen. Each one of them don't even know the gift they're going to be for me today. Just driving over here today, I had a gentleman, Mark. Is Mark here in the audience?
Right here.
Mark. That man's a champion. He's a total champion. I have a statement with it. My company's called Extreme Focus. Champions are champions before they're champions. Meaning is you don't wait till you win the championship. You become a champion because you choose to. So every day what you do is you do it as a champion. And he talked to me just on the short ride over here about he lives in Cambridge all his life, but he always wanted to come to Harvard, but didn't have the money to come to Harvard. A lot of people say, well, that's just not me. I can't do that. But he wanted to do it. He had a passion for doing it. He set an intention. He's going to learn more about intentions. And he goes, wow. That he wanted to have an education here. So he learned, he went to and got his undergraduate, he learned that if he worked here, he could take classes here. There's ways to do anything in life that you want to do. Too many of us live into our conditions. What I mean by that is that, oh, well, the real estate market's down. Oh, gosh. You know, and then everyone spreads around. It's an energy. And so the market's down, and we don't do anything. You know, well, it's just down. It's because of the outside conditions that's creating this. But in fact, the truth is, instead of reacting to the conditions, you can create your conditions. So all you have to do is change where the R is. Think about that one. Create or react. So when you learn principles, and I'm going to give you a few principles today, how to take this and take advantage of your own life. Just be the creator. We are all made, it doesn't matter what your faith is, we're all made in the image of something greater than us. And if we know that, Einstein didn't have a bigger brain than any of us. I don't think that he was larger. He just knew how to tap into a greater mind. And we all have that access when we learn how to slow down. Do you realize, that we have over 65,000 thoughts a day? Crazy, if you think about it. Boom, 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 thoughts are flying. The reason I've been so successful in pro sports is because the chips are on the line. It's on the line right now. Scoreboard, clock, time, ticking, all these kind of pressures. It's easy to be distracted. It's easy to let, pitchers, I got a guy on third, I got a guy on second, and be distracted with that rather than be focused on the job at hand. So all I do is I keep it really simple for them. Before they go into a game, we just set 3 intentions to focus on. That's it. Anything else is a distraction. Anything that's, let's say it's Tuesday, on Friday we'll talk about that. We'll think about that on Friday. Right now, these are my 3 intentions. So if you do that in your life, I get to work with some of the Fortune 500 companies, CEOs, entrepreneurs, and I have just as much fun working with someone that is trying to create a business than anything else. That's just as much exciting. When I first started working with business women and men, I thought, well, I have the same passion I have in sports. In sports, I have so much passion. And when I started doing it, there's no difference. There's no difference. Same principles, and I'm just as excited helping someone create something that's going to change the world. So I talked about intentions. I talked about how did I end up here? My son, I have 4 boys. I'm blessed to have 4 boys. And it was his junior year. He's now a freshman in college. His junior year, he was being recruited by Harvard for football. So we came back here, and we went to the stadium, and we looked at it, and I just went, oh my gosh, I want to speak at Harvard. But that's how I've lived my life. I mean, and someone asked, well, how have you been in movies? I've been blessed. I've been in blockbuster movies. I've been on television shows. When Diet Coke first came out, I was the on-camera guy. I've been a world-ranked tennis player. I've traveled all over the world. I had a hit on the radio. I'm a best-selling author. But, you think, oh my God. No. It's just focus. It's getting your mind to work for you rather than against you. Or it's, what am I going to do when I grow up? It's either or. But the truth is when you set your intention, you don't even have to know how. When I was here, it was a summer ago, standing there, and I said this out loud to a friend of ours who went to Harvard, and I spoke to them. And my wife was there, and I said, I'm speaking here. I didn't go, well, how's that going to happen? See, that's what stops us. Judgment stops us from all our incredible genius that we all have. Judgment, I can't do this, I can't do that, or judgment of another. When you surrender and know that there's a greater you that you can tap into, you start putting it into motion. So all I did was put it into motion. And I started to every so often think about what it would feel like to be standing right here, right now, speaking at Harvard. I started allowing my subconscious mind to accept it. Because see, our subconscious mind only does whatever it's familiar with. If it's familiar with you winning, that's how, it will help you win. If it's familiar with you having shortcomings, or if it's familiar with one little area that will take you to a certain point, it's going to keep you there no matter what, because it's going to do whatever it wants, it's familiar with. So I got my subconscious mind familiar with speaking at Harvard, so that when the opportunity came, that's luck. It's preparation meeting opportunity. And it would come, and I knew it would come. But I didn't have to force it, didn't have to work it, I just had to work my mind into accepting it so that it could be comfortable. When I played professional tennis, I never could win a tournament until I saw myself ahead of time winning tournaments. Because my subconscious mind wouldn't allow me to win. I started choking because it wasn't familiar with winning a tournament. It got me far enough to be a world-ranked player, but didn't get me past that. I learned a lot of this after I came off the tour. I mean, I had a degree in psychology, I did all that, but I didn't know how to apply it. It's one thing to know something, it's another to be able to use it. So I spoke at an event, and some of you have been to Dolly's events before. She had a gentleman, Greg Reed, great guy, good friend. He has a really wonderful program called Secret Knock that I spoke at. Well, Dolly, who has this vision, and Stephanie has this vision of bringing, listen to me, this is going to be both great speakers to you all. But she saw and said, you know what, your message would be powerful for Harvard. And see, it didn't like shock me. My subconscious mind, if I hadn't done the prep, would have gone, oh, Harvard? You know, even whatever I've done, because we discount whatever we've done, because it's us. That can't be that great. I mean, Mark over here is going like, I think in the drive, did you realize then what you've accomplished? I don't think you even knew the brilliance of what you accomplished. You're going to go on to do such great things. So right now, here's what I want you to do. I want you to write, if you got a pen and paper, 3 intentions of what you want to take away from today. You're going to have these amazing speakers. I've gotten to know them. Some of them I knew them before. And this is what I do. I set intentions. I know because of that, I'm going to get a real gold nugget. And if I'm saying that each person is going to give me a gold nugget, that's several gold nuggets. All it takes is one to change your life. There have been so many times that I've had life-changing opportunities to come because of what I'm teaching you right now. This is what I do. If you want to know what happens, before the Super Bowl or for whatever teams I work with, the Olympic team, we set 3 intentions. Remember what I said? Works in life. Just set 3 intentions. So let's talk. What's an intention? See, there's goals and there's intentions. The difference is, and they're very similar. Intentions are what move you towards your goals. So let's say I have a pitcher that's going to go on the mound. Hey, I have a pitcher with the Red Sox, and he had a brilliant year. I'm trying to think. I'll think of his intentions most of the time, and it changes sometimes. But one would be stay in the moment. It's really easy to get out of the moment. A guy gets a hit and you're looking back over there, but now you're not complete in this moment. So it's just a simple intention. I'm going to stay present. Another one, which is huge, is enjoy the battle. So often we get so caught up in what we're doing, we forget joy. I was speaking at an event, 1,500 people at the event, and I said, why do you work? Why do you work? And I got an answer, and said, well, okay, and then I got another answer, and I got another answer, and I got another answer, and then I got another answer, and it took the 13th person said, because I love it. I'm going, wow, do you see all the things we have to do to get to love and joy? Why don't we actually start there? Why don't we just start there? Because, there's a misconception that if you, let's say you have this dream, right? You've got this dream you've got. And you're going, oh man, when I get that, that's when I'll be happy. So you're not happy going through the process. What happens is, because I've worked with a lot of, I've been an actor, I've been in the music world, and so I've been around a lot of very well-known people, and athletes and all that. And here's what happens. This is why you hear of an actor who commits suicide. Because they're working and they go, this is when I'm going to get to be my happiness, right? And then they finally achieve it, but they haven't learned to be happy. What happens is, wait a minute, I have the money, I have the fame. I thought that would be what happiness would bring. And then they're in more misery because they've got everything and have nothing to shoot for. Start with happiness. If you can't be happy with nothing, you can't be happy with everything. All money is going to do and all success is going to do is just amplify wherever you're at. So start with joy, start with gratitude. The more things, this is really amazing, the more things you're grateful for, the more things you'll be able to be grateful for. More times I say thank you, the more chances for me to say thank you more. You see, well, your mind is so amazing. I said, our minds are so amazing. What you feed will grow. What you starve will die. So what do you want to feed? What do you want to, and so, and it's taking control and actually noticing what you're noticing. We live in such, I mentioned, we live in our conditions. What does that mean? It just means we're going by habitual habits rather than being awake and actually noticing our thoughts. We have that much power. And there's processes. You've heard Bob Proctor and that talk about my processes. It's a daily practice. You start doing it, you start having what people call miracles. I've had so many miracles or unbelievable things that I say, well, of course, but I still love to be amazed. I'm never not going to be amazed. But when you start understanding the power of your mind, it's incredible. I have a new book that's going to be coming out called The Bigger You, Your Invisible Power. And when you really tap into that, really anything is possible. So let me just give you a little bit of my journey. You know, let me ask Donna, though, or Stephanie, I never looked at the clock because we didn't see a clock. I just want to make sure we get on schedule here. Are you saying wrap it up now? Yeah, get off now. We've had enough. Move on. That's all right. I can handle those voices from above and all kinds of things. Yeah, but I have no clue because I want to make sure I see the video. Oh, baby, we got it. You guys, can you hang with me for that amount of time? So what was I just talking about? Now I got distracted with that. No, I want to tell you a little bit of how I got started on this journey. My dad was a Navy chaplain, which means as a child, you move every 2 or 3 years. And I happened to be a good athlete. I played football. I went to college on a football and baseball scholarship. How I became a world-ranked tennis player, I don't know. It just happened. You know, it was one of those things that again, I'm such a believer that if you put your whole total focus on something, you can achieve whatever it is. You'll still have roadblocks. I'm not going to hear and say, hey, once you do this, you want a roadblock, but you'll have the committed vision to go through any roadblock. There isn't one successful person I've ever worked with that hasn't had roadblocks. It's just how they move through them. You know, there's Bill Gates who lives here. I don't know him well, but I do know Bill, and I've been in meetings with Bill, and he's very focused, and he's had roadblocks. We all see the victory. I've had 3 or 4 MVP Major League Baseball players, and everybody goes, oh my God, they're just gifted. No, you know, I started with them when they couldn't get into the majors. They're in the minor leagues, and they couldn't get into the majors. We shifted their mindset, and then they go on to have an MVP season. So it happens for all of us. Too often we get the weight of, oh gosh, why is that person so lucky? What? No, it's not. It's just that you just learn to use everything you have, everything that happens, and see it as a gift, so that even when it looks disastrous, when you find the gift in it, it becomes a gift. It might not seem like a gift at the moment, but it becomes a gift. That's one of the biggest keys I could give you as being successful in business. And the process, and something I'm going to do with you at the end of my talk, is a process that I hope will rock your world, because it's rocked a lot of people's world, and I really want to bring that. I'm excited about that. But I will tell you right up front, it doesn't mean you won't be faced sometimes with adversity. It doesn't mean you won't have roadblocks that you've got to go through. Someone asked me one time, who are my toughest clients I've ever had? And I thought about it, and actually #1 draft picks. Because they've already been so successful, and then they start hitting bumps, and they don't know how to deal with it. They haven't worked out and had any practices to do it. Or CEOs that have risen to the top and then haven't really experienced some challenges. It just kind of happened. You know, one of the things I think probably the gifts of Harvard is those that are students, you have challenges every day. This is a tough school, you know, but you're learning the process to get through those challenges. You're learning, you know, how to move through that. That's a very valuable gift. It's not just what you're learning, it's what you're learning to be. That's probably more important than actually some of the things that you're learning. It's what you're becoming in the learning. So back to my story of how I got started. My dad being a chaplain in the Navy, moving around. So we were living in Southern California, and I loved football, and I ran for touchdown after touchdown, because the coach would tell me, he'd say, Austin, you're so quick. You're so quick. I'm like, I am? Okay. Take the ball and I run for a touchdown. I'm quick. I'm just a young kid. They're telling me who I am. I'm going, yes. Then we moved to North Carolina. New coach, new philosophy. He was a sergeant. He had a little different thing. Austin, you're slow as molasses. Southern California, I was quick. What happened to me? And I started running the football, looking over my shoulder. Oh my God, who's going to catch me? It was a thought that I never had before. But now they're telling me I'm slow as molasses. And I believe whatever the world's telling me. So I start looking over, and I become slower and slower. And then I gain all this weight. Now I become fat. Because I looked at myself differently. I saw it because someone told me that. I allowed the outside world to tell me who I was. Luck would have it. My dad then got stationed in Hawaii. We moved to Hawaii. Coaches didn't tell me directly, but I overheard a coach say, hey, I knew Kid Austin, he's kind of quick. I'm like, oh, thank God I'm quick again. I don't know why, but I'm quick again. I lost all my weight. I went right back to where I was. But it fascinated me at a very young age. What was it? I was the same person. What was the difference? Is that I let my outside world tell me who I was. So I became a mission. I made it a purpose to discover what could I tap into within me. How does this whole mind thing work? And so, yeah, I got a degree in psychology, but I'll be honest with you. It's been my world travels. When I was a world-ranked tennis player traveling all over the world, I studied because I loved it. It was something I had a lot of passion for. So when I stopped playing professional tennis, and then I got into acting, and I was in movies and television, and then I had a record out, and all those kind of things that looked glamorous and looked pretty cool. I mean, I was given the Presidential Merit Award from the Grammys. That's more for I started a benefit of where I had Queen and Santana and all these great musicians donate their time to top tennis players, because I wanted to give back to the world too as I was going, and we raised millions of dollars for charity. A friend of mine had come down with cancer, and we first did it for cancer, and I ended up doing 8 of them. That's why I got the Presidential Merit Award, because we raised so much money for charity. But, Donna said it best: when you give, it's one of the principles of life. We don't give to get. It's just a principle. You give and you receive. What you harvest will grow. So it was just something that was in me. So anyway, I'm fascinated of how I could be the same person, one person here, one person here. Because everyone was telling me who I was. And it's challenging sometimes, because you have moms, you have dads, you have all kinds of people in your life that will say, are you crazy? Are you crazy? And it's really easy to say, oh, maybe I shouldn't do that. Maybe I shouldn't. I love Steve Jobs' quote. I love the quote. You maybe have heard this. Those who think they're crazy enough to change the world are the ones that are going to change the world. So let's go back for a moment. I want to give you I'm giving you basic overstrokes. I want to give you something again. I'm so intent on giving you something that you'll take home from this. And hopefully a lot of this already, but one of the things that I'm known for, and why I get a chance to come into big companies and that, because you got to realize, big companies, they have a lot of people come in and they pay millions of dollars to get their people, on the right track. So what do I get to come in? How can I offer something that is of value to them? Well, the thing that's been the most for me is what I call mind triggers, because we all have patterns. Remember I talked about the subconscious? We all have patterns, and I call these pattern busters. Because, you'll sneak up, our patterns will sneak right up on us, our habitual habits, and then they take us down before we even know it. So if you have you'll find they're animal triggers. If you have triggers, you can shift it right there on the spot. So it's a learned thing. It's a learned process, and that's what I do is teach this. So I was fortunate enough, it was back in 2006, I was speaking at a large event, and another speaker there from Australia blew me away. The guy was incredible, Roger Anthony. And I loved everything he had to say, and we started doing some seminars together. We traveled parts of the world, and he was such a blessing to be in my life, because this guy just rocked. But he's the one that developed this mental trigger system that if you go to a seminar like today, the national average or whatever, when you go, you'll walk away with 12 or 13%, okay, of retention. That's just kind of the average. With the animal triggers that we use that Roger started, it tests out at 93%. Pretty large difference. And unfortunately, we lost Roger this past year. He got cancer, and so it's always tough to lose someone, but I feel like he's always there inspiring. And we have this whole video system. It's called Be a Beast, and it's using these trigger systems with animals to teach us to trigger us back in. So the blessing I have is I always have these videos, and people who go and study our videos, I'll go, gosh, that Roger's awesome. Even though they didn't get to know him living, they get to know him now, and it's a gift. So you see this thing here, someone said, this actually is a crocodile. So the crocodile is one of our mental triggers. And we call the crocodile RESPA. I could go into a lot more, but I don't want to run over my time. But each animal is a gift for us. So what does RESPA mean? Well, the crocodile, you know, crocodiles and dinosaurs were here at the same time on this planet. Did you know that? They came down. And I'll tell you what, recently I have not seen a dinosaur. But I've seen, you know, crocodiles are thriving. Why? Why could they go through the test of time and dinosaurs couldn't? Because crocodiles could adapt. Do you know that they can slow down their heartbeat to like 3 to 4 beats a minute? So like when there's a drought, they can just kind of bury themselves and just hibernate and get through the drought. It's amazing. It's, you know, that's why they're still here. So there's so many gifts that animals can give us. So we take our Be a Beast takes a different animal for different principles. I'm just going to give you one principle, and that's RESPA. And so caught on film, this crocodile, you know, who had been in that state, had been a drought in Australia, and then the rains came back, the lagoon filled up with water, and the wallabies came back. So it's sitting here, and on film, sitting here going, oh, taking about 30 seconds to just whip over there and get that wallabies. 30 seconds is too long. The wallabies comes back, they're kind of frightened. They know there's danger, so they kind of drink. They'd be gone. So this crocodile's starving. But what it does, it just moves. They had it on film. It took him, I think, 19 days to take those about 30 yards. And at the end, you know, starving, but just being patient, setting its course, and coming. And then on the last day, it moved in, and the king of the wildebeest is, you know, wants to move it with his head, you know, try to move the log out of the way. RESPA ate that day. So what does RESPA mean? R is to relax. From a relaxed point, from a relaxed state, the whole world opens up. Because what happens to us under pressure is that we first let emotion come in. And once emotion hits, we react to however our habits are. And it might not serve us for this moment at all, but remember, the mind is going to do, the subconscious is going to do whatever it's familiar with. So you first take that breath, and the R is to relax. E, from a relaxed state, you then can evaluate with a clearer mind. So you evaluate. And from that point, you can S in RESPA. You can strategize. And then the next, for the P, is patience. Sometimes we rush. We're too busy to be successful. You know? And so the P is very important. And then A, we act with such conviction. There's nothing else but success coming our way. RESPA, how long does that take? It can happen like this. I had a baseball player playing for the Arizona Diamondbacks. And we do a game ready, which I'm going to do a game ready before I'm done today. 10 minutes? Okay, so I'm going to have to show my video. Now I'm going to do a game ready. We'll speed it up. But anyway, he hit a home run to right field. He hit a home run to left field. He hit a home run to left field. Left, right, and center. And then ESPN went in to see where he was, what he was going to do on his fourth at bat. And after the game, he called and goes, I RESPA. So he's got pitching coming out of 98 miles an hour, sometimes with the change of speeds down to 88. So you can actually, that process was a learned process. We work on it. And I'm going to give you a way that we work on that. But first I want to show you a video, because some of you will say, well, gee, not me, it's not me. Maybe others can do it. And I don't have time, I don't have money, I don't have this, I don't have that. There's all these distractions. My own son, this year, did something that's never been done in football before, because of the practices that I'm talking about. And I think rather than speak it, I want you to watch it. It's about 4 minutes. Is that all right? Even if you don't like football, I think you're going to see something pretty amazing from my own son, who's been in this since, I've known him a long time.
Austin dropping back at midfield, takes a look, heaves it. Lewis, up for this one, he has it. Touchdown, Gladiators. From 19 yards out there on Lewis. And Dolzell, even with his team leading tonight, visibly frustrated. Here's your onside kick formation. The Gladiators will onside kick for the first time this season. Petrie boots this one. A high bounce. Fought for. Dominic Goodman in after. Does he have it? Got it. He got it. And it's Gladiators football. What a kick. Wow. What a good onside kick. Picture perfect textbook onside kick.
10 seconds left, 50 seconds left. 10 points down, 50 seconds left.
Score. Gladiators trying to Come back yet again. Austin drops back over the middle. Caught by Collins. He's run into, breaks free for a moment. Now Kaiser has him wrapped up, and he's taken down around the 22, maybe the 23. He'll be on the inside. Collins. Two receivers to the left. Austin, 2nd and 10. Long pass near side. Collins up to make the grab, and he hangs on, knocked out of bounds by
28
Kaiser
seconds
around the 5. Big play there to connect with Collins, and there he is again.
Goodman and Theron Lewis, the two keys on this offense.
3 receivers left side. Austin pumps, looks, end zone, triple cut, touchdown. Gladiators. Dominic Goodman finds it.
And they missed the extra point. They would have been only 3 points away.
Okay. First
24 seconds.
second onside kick of the game, second onside kick of the season to be attempted here by the Gladiators. They got the first one.
It was beautiful the first time, the way they set it up.
Here's Petrie, the boot. High bounce into the air. Lacey up for it, can't find it. Bouncing ball.
They got it! The Gladiators have it! The Gladiators have it! Luke Black has the football!
High five, Doug Plagens. 20.4 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And the
Of time.
Austin's 25 for 40, 306 yards, 4 touchdowns. 2 receivers left side. Taylor, the motion man on the inside. Here's Austin to the right for Goodman, and he's met by Larico Stevenson. Pickup of about 5. Dropping back on 3rd down. He gets the pass off. Taylor there. It's batted away at the last second.
9 seconds left.
Walsh.
It was a well-thrown ball.
4th and 5. Moving on the line, no call. Austin over the middle. Caught by Taylor. He's hog-tied on the near side.
4.5 seconds.
By Kaiser. Ball
But I would look at the sideline something quick.
4-point game. Philly with the lead. 4.5 seconds. First down. Pass to the
Get out
sideline.
of bounds.
Goodman there. He's bumped at the 6.
you go.
Less than a
Gets
second.
out of bounds. And now with 0.8 seconds on the clock, the Gladiators trying to stay one of 2 undefeated teams in the Arena Football League. They score here in Motion Man. This is it. Gladiators, 1 play from 9-0. They need 11 yards. Austin back to pass. The buzzer sounds. He's chased down. Buys some time. Pass. The Gladiators win 54-52, and they stay undefeated.
So, you want to know how that happened? You want to let me? I don't have a lot of time to tell you. You can go ahead and turn it off. So it takes prep. That's what being lucky is. Preparation meeting opportunity. So in the off season, he did, because we work together. He's one of my clients, not just my son. And he in affirmations and getting your mind to believe in what it does, we do visualizations, which I hope we're going to have enough time to give you one. But what he did is he put on the mirror, I am the Arena Football League MVP of the year. And so then as he did that, he said it every morning. He said it to his dogs, and all the dogs agreed. They wagged their tails. Yeah, you are. He did it when he brushed his teeth at night. Even his girlfriend started to buy into it. Thought he was crazy at first. But then all of a sudden a thought came. He got signed with Cleveland. They had been the last place team last year ago. The worst record in all Arena football. But he got signed as the backup. But he said, that's not a bad team because, this quarterback's a good quarterback. He's their star player, but they only won 4 games. So there's a chance. So then he realized if I'm going to be MVP, he took another sticky pad and put it on the left side and wrote, I'm the starting quarterback for Cleveland. He had to do that. So he went ahead and he said it every single day. So Cleveland won 6 games on the last play of the game. They went 17-1, never been done in the history of Arena football. Newsweek wrote an article because Cleveland had signed LeBron James and Johnny Manziel. They said, King James, move over. The king's already in town. So it's pretty cool what you can create if you so choose. What was he saying in the huddle? You want to know what he was saying in the huddle? Guys, we got time on the clock. He wasn't going, oh shit, whoops. This is over. Let's just do it. He goes, we got time on the clock. Let's make the most of this time. Now, how does that relate to you as here, sitting here? My own brother who I coach, he's an architect. And things go up and down for him sometimes. But ever since we've been working together, they are rocking it. They're doing some of the most amazing buildings. He's doing this one thing with Richard Branson. It's going to be it's going to be amazing. But one of the things that he does, and he just called me last night to tell me another time, he had this thing that was like 1,000 to 1 odds. he had until 12 o'clock to do something that day, or they'd lose the project. He'd lose about $500,000. And it was impossible. But he went outside and said, I got time enough. I got time. He actually watched that video, came in, and he did the impossible. And he just told me last night that they were able to save it and do it. And it was it's an amazing story. But he was inspired because he didn't give up. He said, if he can score 17 points in 56 seconds, he had about an hour before he was going to lose $500,000. And he created the space because he shifted his mind. So I got a few minutes. We're going to do a game ready. It's what I'm known for in pro sport, and now I'm known for in businesses. So this is how, when I say your invisible power, this is where it comes from. This is one of the practices. So first of all, you set intentions, which you've already set, right? You've all set intentions. So now we're going to lock those intentions into our deep consciousness. So now I want you to just take a moment and just be grateful. Be grateful that Dolly and Stephanie created this incredible experience for you today to gain and grow. Be grateful that you chose to be here today and take something with you. Gratitude is the strongest thing I know in life to shift everything. So just breathe that in. Now close your eyes. Now I want you to see a gate. And the gate can be any kind of gate. You're the architect. But I want you to see a gate. I want you to pass through that gate. And as you pass through the gate, I want you to come into a place in nature. A place you've been to before, a combination of places, or you know what? You're the creator. Create the most magnificent place in nature. And what I want you to do is as you see it and enjoy it. Nature loves to be appreciated. So you just start picking up on the energy of it. And all of a sudden you start breathing in. Breathe through your nose, all the way to the pit of your stomach. And then breathe out. With every breath in, you're breathing in a strength beyond your own, a power beyond your own. You're tapping in to this energy that everything is possible. Now, as you feel the strength of that, I want you to see a gate at the other end. And as you see that gate, go through that gate and now see yourself in your life. Wherever you are right now, or wherever you want to see yourself going from where you are here and what you're learning. I want you to advance forward a little bit to see it now. Living it fully. Loving it fully. It's not as if, it's just experience. It is. You're creating the video of your life right now. So just feel what it feels like. Take that in completely. So now as you feel that completely, you can feel yourself so more committed to this vision because you've seen it, you've tasted it, you've felt it. So go ahead now, come back through the gate. Come back into nature. This is your peace to always come to. It's always here for you. No matter what pressure hits, this is your place to just tap into this energy that's above everything. Go to see a well of running water. Go to the well. It's ice cold. Drink from it. And, it's just running through your veins. It is so cool, so refreshing. You feel energized. You feel that strength beyond your own. You're no longer alone. You no longer have to just depend and feel the weight of the world. That you have an energy you can tap into that's far greater than you, and it's accessible by just allowing yourself to surrender to it. Now take that, walk out through that first gate, and live your intentions fully. Open your eyes. That's how you become a creator rather than a reactor. I have had the most amazing experiences, and I'm trying to tell you about it, where people have created such amazing things by allowing themselves to go through this journey. Do this every day. My son, who you saw that amazing thing, visualized every day. He spoke it, and he visualized it, and let me see that? He then wrapped it up. Thank you.